Well, everyone, good morning again, and hi, Chuck. It is with extreme pleasure, and I'm extremely happy to be able to introduce to you to everyone this morning. I'm, absolutely thrilled that you've joined our leadership team as President and CEO of North America, and also taken an executive role on our board. Obviously, you already have in-depth knowledge of our business following the 1 year that you've been with us as non-executive director. Chuck, you are one of the most influential figures in the US glazing industry, with extensive experience working for both one of the largest glass companies in the United States, as well as for several curtain wall facade organizations. We believe that you will be able to leverage this extensive experience and the extensive and considerable contacts that you have to accelerate the commercialization of our technology and path the way for the market entry of our products into the US and North America. We've always said, and we absolutely stand by this, North America is our key market. It's an essential part of our growth strategy, and we can't really think of anybody better suited and placed than you to help us navigate the field and benefit from what seems to be an increasingly positive regulatory environment for us, generating all these significant opportunities in the market that we see. So I personally look forward very much to successfully working with you, in the years to come. And, I'm sure that you will hit the ground running. So, Chuck, over to you, please.
Yeah, could you and Vic pack any more pressure on me into 35 seconds? You guys worked on that all day. So, yeah, thank you. I'm not the Easter Bunny, by the way. I'm just very fortunate to have had a great career in the USA glazing and facade business since 1982. And every time you turn, some new doors open. And when I met Vic 15 months ago and learned about the Clearview technology, and then met Martin, it's been hard to sleep ever since. I'm very excited. Got more energy at 62 than I had at 22. But anyway, thank you guys for the confidence and the opportunity and the challenge that lies ahead of us all. But I love the technology. I love the company. I guess I want to start with, I don't know if everyone can see this, probably not, but I took a photo of a building I walked by in San Jose yesterday, and it says, we are net zero carbon. You can do it too. It's a banner on the top of a building in the United States of America. We are net zero carbon. You can do it too. This is the beginning of 10 years of peer pressure and financial, actually, value proposition, because when they figure out when you make buildings efficient, it does make a good business case. But the definition of net carbon is conserve and generate. So you have to conserve energy and build buildings smarter and manage your energy, but you also have to generate the own power that you use for your building. 35% of the world's energy is in buildings. If we could just make net zero buildings, any building that's out there, conserve and generate and don't take any power from the grid, that's going to do wonders for carbon. I mean, electric cars just scratch the surface. I mean, that's nothing. Buildings being net zero is where it's at. And everybody's going to figure out that soon. The United States has, and we play into that. We are a toolbox of products when they go to generate, conserve and generate. When they go to generate, we can generate power with the entire facade, vision glass, spandrel panels. They will also have to generate on carport rooftop solar panels and rooftop of the building solar panels. And we're not the only tools in the box, but we have three big ones: facade cladding, spandrel glass, and vision glass. So it's just about execution. The technology's there. We don't need to build big factories. We just lay into the existing fabricators in the United States and around the world. We have those fabricators adopt this technology. We educate architects and owners and developers and glazing contractors on how to use it and that it's a path to net zero, and this will happen. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of hard work. We have a lot to do, but I've never been, like I say, I've never been more excited in my life. I really appreciate the opportunity. I won't let any of you down. Are there any questions? Rather than me just babble for 30 minutes, I'd like to answer any questions out there if I can. If I don't have the answer, I'm not going to answer it. But does anybody have any questions for me or Martin, therefore?
Guys, come
What
out.
sort of timeline are we looking at?
Yeah, so again, Victor and Martin did this for a reason, I believe. I'm just about USA. I mean, I'll help Martin with whatever he needs, but I'm going to focus on the United States of America. Victor and Martin are going to have to figure out the rest of the world. And there's some similarities, but there's probably more differences. Right now, even though I love the market, I don't think the market's our problem. I think demand will outweigh our ability to supply for a decade. I have to go get a list of fabricators that currently make insulating units or spandrel glass or cladding. We have to define our product and educate them on it. We have to define the supply chain of how they get the strips and the corner blocks and all the materials they need to make these products. And then we need to scale them up, and they need to be able to make these products on their automated lines. They've all seen the video that it's possible from China, but seeing the video is one thing, doing it yourself is another. So I've got a lot of work to do to get one licensed fabricator in the United States of America able to do 500,000 square feet a year. And then I can go sell 500,000 square feet a year easy. By the way, 50,000 square meters, sorry. So again, USA, we're all different. We're special. We're English and no metrics, sorry. Once I do that, I got to scale up 10, 15, 20 more fabricators. I mean, there's 400 million square feet of vision glass that goes into the US every year. If we just want 10% of it, that's 40 million square feet. We're going to need 40 fabricators to do 1 million square feet each. So with each fabricator comes education, signing a license agreement, agreeing to make our product, buying our supply chain of materials, and then executing. We're going to have to ramp up sales. Long term, the fabricators will sell themselves, but I'm going to have to sell the first jobs for them and prime the pump. We're going to have some investment in building a business. We don't need a factory, but we're going to have to go market and sell this and funnel the work to the fabricators. Once they see they can make it and make money on it, they'll sell it themselves, and we can kind of back off on marketing and sales. Long-winded answer, that's at least a year. I mean, I'd like to do this building. I've got the owner's approval to do this piece of glass right now in Clearview. Once he sees it, we're going to do the whole top floor. Once he sees how much power the top floor generates, we're going to give him a proposal for the whole building. So I'd like to do this building by the end of the year, but realistically, by the time we lay the groundwork for fabricators, we define our products, we define the supply chain of where to get all the parts and pieces they need to make it. I don't think we'll be doing multiple big jobs until late 2025, and for sure all of 26. And then that's when things will scale up, 26, 27, 28, going to multiple fabricators. Things exponentially scale fast once we're up and running. But from day one here in USA, we only have one licensed fabricator, and he's not ready to make large projects yet. So 2 to 3 years. Sorry for the long answer. Next question.
Chuck, can I ask
Yeah.
you,
How you doing, Ian?
how do you specifically get the customer? Who do you go to? Who do you speak to actually
Yeah.
say this?
By the way, that's a great question. That's a great question because I should have hit on that. I spent 40 years in this career, and the answer to that was a general contractor. The general contractor can make decisions, and they can buy from different glazing contractors. Even if the architect, early in my career, the architect was pretty powerful. That ended shortly. General contractors can change architect specs just on schedule and price. This product, we have to go to the owner. We need an owner that wants to walk by this banner and say, yeah, why can't I be net zero in my building? We need to go to the owners that want to be net zero in their building. And then they will tell the architects and the general contractors and the glazing contractors to use Clearview. So that's a big change from the traditional product sales for North American curtain wall. People went to general contractors, glazing contractors, and architectural influencers. Personally, I'm pretty sure Martin agrees with this, and it may be different around the world, but in the US, we got to go to the building owners. We have to go to the building owners that want to win at low carbon revolution and be net zero and do their part.
Chuck, this is absolutely correct.
Which is why, by the way, I talked to the building owner of this building that I'm in. First call I made is I leased space month to month in this building, and I talked to the owner about these windows right here, and he's very interested. Sorry, Martin.
Yeah, we're just completely aligned. Of course, we need to get to, and we are working with the specifiers, the building owners that basically tell their construction teams to implement and incorporate our technology. That's the way to get it. The individual facade companies, also the main contractors, the builders, they won't select it because they will follow a specification that will determine already that the building, to achieve the net zero, you need many pieces of the puzzle. The building has to be designed in a certain way. It has to have certain technology, and we are one of those really critical puzzle pieces. And then the supply chain will just follow on and buy our products from the license partners. That was always the plan, and that's why we also need to establish our presence and get our foot on the ground at trade shows like the AIA, and then we've got another one coming up in Philadelphia a little bit later in the year. That that we are known among the specifiers, and they select us already when the building is designed from the start.
Is a question there, please?
Yeah, Chuck, the facade commercial market in the US as new construction, as opposed to retrofit.
Yeah, it's another. Yeah.
Or do you target one market first before the other?
Yeah, it's another great question because no hiding any secrets here. The commercial office space market in the United States for new construction is dead. I mean, they're not going to build significant office space new in the U.S. for a long time. The shoe hasn't even hit the ground on how bad it is for people working from home. But renovating existing buildings that are already there, even for office space, renovating those buildings so they become more energy efficient is a big market. And then new construction for non-office space, transportation, healthcare, higher education, entertainment. There's good outlook for new construction, just not office space. But we don't need office space. Renovation can happen quicker too. We're also tied. I'm introducing Martin and Vic in Washington, D.C. to another company that I'm associated with. I don't work for them. They don't pay me. I do have ownership. I've divulged that, but they can take 1/4-inch glass like this, and they can make an insulating unit on the outside with their framing system. And we can use our monolithic Clearview, and we can turn this glass into an insulating unit with Clearview on the outside. So the adaptive framing, a company called Interviews will become a close partner to allow us to get to the renovation market even faster. But yeah, I'm going to focus on renovation and then new construction, but not new construction office.
So what Chuck's talking about, like I mentioned earlier, the buildings have to all start renovating to get to upgrade. And this here would be a fantastic way to upgrade the window side of a building without breaking the windows. You actually add it on, including our technology. You wanted to ask a question,
Chuck, I've got a question. The collaboration with Luxwall, where do you see this partnership heading towards the US market, given the new technology that you're working together with Luxwall? And also, you mentioned the need to increase the number of manufacturers because demand will outstrip supply. Do you see the synergy with Luxwell being able to take on some of those manufacturing capabilities?
Yes. So first of all, Luxwell needs us a lot more than we need them. I mean, the tax credits in the US are about generating solar power, not about high R value, which they're making a vacuum glass instead of an insulating airspace glass. They're making a vacuum that's very thermally efficient. It doesn't generate solar power. So our idea was to have a solar generating insulating unit with a high R value, kind of the best of both worlds. It stops solar heat gain, it generates power, and it helps with thermal efficiency on R value. So it's still a good idea. I think the product development is something I'm going to focus on. The market affording two premium technologies, I don't know as if we have that answer yet. I know they're going to buy Clearview at a premium price because it generates power and it reduces heat gain. I don't know whether they'll spend another a significant 15 to 20% increase for high R value, maybe in a few northern climates. The last part of your question, they are going to put in an insulate, even though they make a vacuum glass, it doesn't need an insulating unit. They're putting in an IGU line, an insulating glass unit line, so they can sell their product with our product. So yes, they want to be a licensed fabricator. We're going to need 15, 20, 30 licensed fabricators at least. They'll be one of them.
What's it going to take for the market to appreciate what you're doing and for the price to sort of jump up a bit? What's it going to take?
I'm not sure I understand your question. When you say price, you're talking about the price of our stuff or the stock price?
The stock price.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not the Easter Bunny. This is going to happen. The stock, I'm guessing, I said when I first met Vic, it looks like it's undervalued to me. I mean, this is a multi-billion-dollar idea, and it'll probably get there. But I'm not a stock genius. I know that when we get a fabricator, like with the one we have in Florida, we define the product, we get them the supply chain materials, and they make it. And they see, instead of selling IGUs for $15 or $150 a square meter, they can sell them for 30% more with our product and make good margin. They're going to want to sell a more value-added product. So it's a good business case for the fabricator. We're making money selling them the products as well as royalty. The owners getting reduced heat gain and power generation and net zero. So I've vetted all the way through the channel. Everybody's going to win. Nobody loses. So it will scale. I guess people start buying a lot of stock when they realize, wow, this is really going to scale fast. And Clearview's just not investing in big factories. They're just licensing this technology, and many people are adapting it to it, and it's going to scale fast. The scary part's the next couple of years. We're going to spend a lot of money, and we don't have multiple fabricators doing a lot of volume, and the royalties won't be flowing in. They might not even pay license fees until they start getting significant volume. But I think, the smart people should be buying it now, and the stock should already be going up. But again, I don't know when that'll happen. I know we're going to win and be a profitable company.
If I can just add, Chuck, we can see three inception points, in the not too distant future. One is that we will be given an update on our testing regime, which is going, very well. We informed the market about the fire testing that we did, which is crucial for anything that you put vertically on a building. So we'll be updating in the say next month or so. We're expecting some revenue to come in for some project securing. Particularly, we see a lot of interest in the envelope, in the external facade products that we have on offer. So we hope that we will be able to again inform the market shortly. So revenue coming in and a testing update. And then the third big one is updates on further license partners signing up. As Chuck is saying, they are our road to the market. They are absolutely crucial. And you will find that the next ones that we will announce are big players. And that is always a good sign because they will have vetted our product. We will have made prototypes with them. And, they will have, with all the experience they have in glass, they will see the benefit and the opportunity with our product. That's why they're signing up. So those three things you should be able to, watch out for pretty shortly. Those are the things that we think will have a very nice impact on the price.
Any more questions? Yeah, Nathan?
We have a Q&A question in the chat. We've been hearing about a pipeline of 50 projects at various stages of discussions. Naturally, the initial sales are the hardest to get. When could we expect, based on current status, to see the first of these projects cross the line? Any major blockers? I think that's, like for Martin or for Chuck, either of you. Yeah, so.
Well, I think it is good because the question came more or less in parallel with me already answering this. I think we are expecting to be able to announce something in the next, say, couple of months or so.
I think, again, whether it's 50 projects or 100 projects, we need to lay the groundwork for fabricators to execute. And then getting projects is not really our challenge. It's lining up fabricators to execute. And we're going to do that as fast as we can. Product development, supply chain management, pricing efficiency, fabricators scaling up their equipment and making sure they can make a quality product and make good money. That all has to fall into place before we shouldn't want 50 projects right now. We need to make sure we can do this right. You don't want business killers. You don't want to oversell your capacity and then have your first fabricators not make money or not make quality or not make schedule. There's a lot of businesses that have failed in the facade business by trying to go too fast. So again, I'm speaking just USA. Around the world, I'm not sure where we're at, but in USA, you can count on me to make sure we're going to lay the groundwork and we're going to execute. And I'm going to be spending money on product development and supply chain management and facilitating fabricators to get trained up. The orders will come.
I think you've got to really understand our business. The licensing model, the more licensees we get, the more your business will grow because they are the ones that are going to bring the projects to the table, more so than us. Because they actually have a lot of work. They've got a lot of projects, most of them, and they will fit us into some of their project lines.
The ISO, Vic, or Chuck, or might be Mark.
Yes.
What timeline are we talking about for that one?
The ISO is a very slow, long process. I'm hoping to actually have it done before the year ends. A very slow process. But it's the first one ever that's been created, call it for Clearview or for window integrators. It doesn't exist.
All right, Chuck, one more for you. What are your expectations from attending the upcoming AA conference?
Well, I answered the question earlier. My target audience is owners of buildings, and this is an architect conference, but we definitely need, when the owner goes to their architect, the architects need to be educated. So we want to introduce and educate as many architects as possible that we are a path to generating power on buildings to get to net zero. So also feedback. What do they think about the corner blocks? What do they think about the strips? Could we come in more, visually? How does it look? I'm looking to get a lot of honest feedback from architects, introduce the technology to them, educate them on it, get feedback. Yes, project leads, but again, my mind's on laying the groundwork so we can do projects. I have several projects we could do. So we probably will get project leads, but it's more about introducing, educating, and getting some feedback. And we're going to be busy. There's over 100,000 people coming. We already have people that have told us they're coming to our booth. Thursday and Friday, we're going to be swamped with meeting architects. So
If I can just add, Chuck, and this is no different, obviously, in other parts of the world, but also architects are battling for business, and they are asked when they present their project schemes what they can introduce as innovative, new technologies and how they can get to net zero. So they need to be educated to then sell us in a way, bring us in front of the building owners, because the architects want to show that they are absolutely, at the top end of the market. They know where the market is going, and they have solutions. They can bring in solutions. So I think the architects will be very interested in us, because again, it will help them to be a unique, distinguishing product and technology that they can then present also to the owners, of course, when they try to win work. It's all about being able to offer a unique selling proposition. If I can add, we are presenting, of course, large format windows. So we are presenting very big windows in Washington, and that is the whole point, that we say we have the product, it has been scaled up, and we can deliver, which is quite different to some of the other competitors. And I think also our way to the market, to use the licensed partners, to use existing fabrication lines, to supply components for others to embed into the windows. It's being proven that this is exactly the right way to do it. It's only as I said, verification of our business model.
Okay, that's it. No more questions.
There is one more question in the chat box. We seem to have pivoted from solutions for just glass to complete facades. Can you share how the same tech is used in these different applications? I think what they mean is how we now talk about the full facade solution.
Well, if I can just take that, I would say it's not so much pivoting, but we've obviously seen there is a big opportunity as you start discussing with building owners to apply our technology on the clear windows. There's probably another 40, 50, 60% of area on the building that could be used to also generate power. So it is the perfect opportunity, as you're already speaking to owners that want to get towards net zero or have to get towards net zero because of the statutory framework, that we basically then introduce these other products. They use a slightly different technology, so it's not always the same technology. It's embedding certainly solar in glass in the wider sense, but certainly requirements such as fire testing, low combustibility for these products and so on, they are all common. And the one big thing they all have jointly, that when you wire up a window, a clear window, you already then have wiring running through the system, through the framing. You might as well then connect another a spandrel, for example, that sits below the glass, and then you use the same wiring routes, to connect them. So in a way, once you're in with the initial core product, it is very easy to make a case for actually covering a much greater division area with solar products. So it's not so much a pivot, but it's just seeing the huge potential and opportunity and really benefiting from that.
Yeah, and remember, net zero is conserve and generate, and we want to be known as the company that helps generate. I love the name Clearview, but the spandrel glass and spandrel cladding maybe isn't as clear, but I think knowing as respected individuals that help generate power on a facade. In fact, we've dubbed the word power facade. We tried to do power wall, but I guess Elon Musk has that, but we're going to get power facade. We're going to be able to be the solution provider for net zero, and we're going to use vision glass and spandrel areas. I got another idea just literally last night. I woke up in the middle of the night and I thought of national sign companies put big signs on building. Actually, I got the idea for the sign on this building. It's got some bank, and I wish it could say Clearview, but signs that are on the top of the building and usually light up at night. We could clad those signs with solar that could generate power to light them up at night. So the 5 national sign companies in the United States, I've already called one of them, we could sell panels to them to make signs with. So lots of ways to generate revenue. And, whoever is asking about the stock going up, I mean, we're going to generate as much revenue as we can, even if you can't see through it. But the clear view vision glass is the sexy piece, so to speak. Any other questions?
Well, and we've got another one, which is when are we expecting some of the contracts in discussion to come to light? I think this is the one that we answered. We would say in the next couple of months, we should see some revenue, and obviously we'll update the market as we secure these projects.
Just finally, to upset everyone, what's happened to the greenhouse side? Surely that's got major potential.
Yeah, we are. So Ian, we are, again, following this. We also see the potential. We also said that we see a potential to secure projects a little bit quicker than large office projects and other large construction schemes, because they take longer from inception to final realization. And we are in discussions with a number of projects. And again, we hope to be able to update the market with securing a couple of those. And we should be installing the one that we secured in the US end of last year by later, say late summer. So we'll also then have a reference project, obviously complete, fully installed as a showcase. So we've got a number of leads. They are actually in addition to the 50 live projects that we have in the construction side. So certainly we are also still focusing and following the greenhouse opportunities.
Yeah.
All right, no more questions? No, all right, then we'll call the meeting closed. Is it?
Oh, yes, someone else just asked another question.
Oh.
Where is our main focus? Where is our main focus area moving forward?
The same person asking the same question.
Well, I'm not really sure whether this relates to area as a geographic. I mean, clearly, as is evidenced with Chuck, heading our operations in the United States, we see the United States as the biggest market, probably followed by, certainly Asia, Middle East, and then Europe, I would say. In terms of products, clearly the clear vision, that will remain our focus, but supplemented, by being able to sell the other, power generating surfaces as we've explained. And I hope that, answers that particular question. Oh, we have one. Sorry.
It's a broad question. It's a broad question, but I would, for me, my short answer would be building owners in the United States that want to be net zero with their facility. That's my first and primary focus. And parallel path, getting licensed fabricators ready to produce.
A question for Chuck. When does he see his demonstration building being up and running with glass on it? Because that'll be a pivotal moment.
Yeah, the building, I got a month-to-month lease for the office I'm sitting in. It's a small office, but I have month-to-month. I did that strategically. I really want to be in the building that we first do. If I couldn't convince this owner, I'll move. But this owner was very receptive. I already have approval to do, there's 6 windows in my office. I can do any or all of them. We have to pay for it, but I can do any or all of these with Clearview Luxwall, Clearview regular glass, InnoView's adaptive framing from the outside. I can kind of do a mock-up with these 3 to 6 windows and let the owner look at it. And then once he agrees that, it's something he wants to do. By the way, the timing of that is as soon as I can get it done. I get back from the AIA show. I've already had Royal Glass over here to look at the windows. I would say by the end of the summer, we'll have mock-ups in these windows. By the end of the year, I hope to convince the owner to do the entire top floor on the south elevation and have that done and wired to where we can show how much power is generated, and then do the value proposition for the whole building. and by the end of next year, have this whole building done. By the way, the owner was excited about in San Jose, California, our electricity company charges us 4 times as much between 4 and 9 p.m. and between 2 and 4 p.m. It's even more. So, when we're generating power is when power costs more, and the owner picked up on that very quickly. So, yeah, soon we'll have this building done.
The manufacturers in the States, or are they in China? Where's this stuff getting made?
At the moment, the main products are made in China, but we are looking to supplement this and also de-risk by making the products elsewhere. Also because particularly the United States is introducing barriers of entry and import of particularly solar products and so on. So we want to be free of any challenges and restrictions. So we're looking for partners, supply chain partners outside of China also.
Yeah, in my opening, you heard me say supply chain several times. I'm introducing somebody to Martin and Victor in DC that's in the US that makes PVB or extrudes it here. I believe most of the supply chain management I'm talking about for US to be successful, we've got to get that supply chain into the North America market, at least Mexico, because it's really kind of against China right now. And after the election, it's probably going to get more aggressive.
Chuck, how big is the building that you're currently in?
10 stories. I'm on 7. Quantity of windows for 380.
380 at what size?
3 by 7. Same, a little bit smaller than the one we'll have at the AIA show.
It's pretty big windows.
Again, a couple of questions in the chat. A question for Martin. Is Martin still moving to the United States?
Well, it's still the plan, but I have to say, because of us being able and us being so lucky to win, over Chuck and with Chuck joining us, obviously, having him on the grounds with his experience and network, I would say it's less of a priority in terms of timing. And we see a lot of interest from other markets and so on. So I would say not in the immediate future, but it's still the goal and the aim. But for now, us obviously having Chuck there now has set that back a little bit in terms of the timing and priority.
And thank you. And we also have a pipeline question. How many inquiries are we seeing coming in actually turn into contact discussions? Yeah. Very specific question.
Yeah, we are not. I mean, I don't think we've done a data analysis. I think we haven't really been turned away in terms of the opportunities that we have been following, and we have bid and we have priced. Most of them are still alive, but I can't give you a hard percentage. Also, certainly on opportunities, which I would also then count the license partner discussions. Again, we've had lots of discussions with license partners, and we are negotiating most of them. So we haven't really got people that we start, sharing the technology with, and them then turning away and going elsewhere, because clearly there isn't really anyone else doing what we're doing. So the success rate is actually quite good. But again, we need to obviously, and we will inform the market about winning these projects. But as Chuck has said, and if you remember, it was also the update that we gave recently. We really want to do it, professionally. We want to be managing everything well, and every project that we execute has to be a success. So at the moment, it's not really about winning a huge volume of work. It is winning the right work, winning the right projects that can serve as pilot projects to win additional work. So the volume will really come in the next couple of years, whereas in this year we are really focusing on getting everything streamlined, the supply chain fully up and running in terms of quality control. The license partners need to make a good product and so on. That's what we're focusing on, to then build on that basis and foundation.
That it? Okay, no more questions. Well, guys, then we'll call the meeting closed. Thanks, Martin. Thanks, Chuck. And okay, thanks for coming.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.